NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive with Cook. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 37. They go play action with Hurts. Steps away. That is caught by Thielen. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel. And he's brought down. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing Jones.
Trying for Sanders, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw. Because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want
it snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jones. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now Jones. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving it past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Cook again. And able to find a little space. He gets us up over the 15 to the 16. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Ready, set.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts swinging this out wide here for Cook. Touchdown! Dalvin Cook with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Okay, right.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Eagles at 10-6 now on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Shreds him with a stiff arm. Trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. I tell you, you get the ball down near the goal line, you can be pretty sure that Dalvin Cook is going to get the carry, and he powers his way into the end zone.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that really runs downhill, and what I mean by that, hits a line with such speed and power that tacklers just bounce off of him. In a sense, it feels like the field is tilted, and he's running downhill at the defenders and gaining extra force.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Jones buying time to his left.
And they get Jones for the third time in this ball game. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick six, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
Here we go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now. Now the ball comes loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Hurts throw complete to his receiver Thielen. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Let's go. Viking 18.
Cook will score. Touchdown, Vikings. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 4th down, Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target.
He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready up.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Ready.
Looking to throw on second down. Jones. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Ready.
Here's Jones. Throwing on 3rd and long. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Chandon Sullivan.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
Here we go. Set.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but
And my goodness, another interception.
picked off by Eric Wilson.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Set. Ready. Ready.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Cut.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Chandon Sullivan.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And a rout is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. The 71 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now left side on the swing pass. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter.
Ready?
Not a lot going on that play, though.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. They go back to the ground with Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
On first down, Hurts. Going to throw right side here, complete.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Throwing again on second down. Hurts. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Throwing is Hurts. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Hassan Reddick. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
All right, let's give them a little bit of applause here. Good for them, because this has been a defensive nightmare for them thus far. At least they're finally getting a couple of big plays. Won't make the scoreboard of the ride home easier, but one good moment to watch in film next week.
Hurts. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Returnable now for Allen. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Check right. Set.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Jones. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Ready.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and a mile. Back to throw. Jones. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Touchdown, Philadelphia. Elliott on for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Allen.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Looking to throw. Jones forced out to his left. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
.44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now. And here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here's another interception. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Watch out now. 50 Fury. Ready.
Off the play fake. Jones. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do